91.5 FM Abuja, where music meets clarity. Weekdays, we look at the covers of the newspapers, the dailies this morning, and we get to get your reaction. Today, I'll be joined by someone special to react to the current issue that everyone is talking about. State police. Senate passes bill to alter constitution in favor of state police. All right, so that's the big story this morning, and I'll be joined by Treasurer of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, Dr. Iyobusa Uwogere, via telephone this morning. But first, let's take a look at the papers. What are the dailies talking about? And also remember that you can react to any of the stories this morning. WhatsApp is 090-3000-5915. What do you think about state police? What are your thoughts about it? Have you, gone into detail to read about it? Are you in acceptance of the terms, or do you want a few things change here and there? Let me know your thoughts. WhatsApp 090-3000-5915. We begin with the Daily Times this morning. New terror group Sai Malam emerges in Kebbi. IGP. That's very quick before they start. New terror group Say Malam emerges in Kebbi. Government notifies IGP. Senate passes bill to alter constitution in favor of state police. Court jails man 20 years for raping 85-year-old woman. God have mercy. And also at the top of Daily Times, you see AFCC to arraign Bello Bodejo over alleged $2.53 million terrorism financing. Names are coming out now. And for a little business, CBN mops up 11 trillion naira as investors rush 4.7 trillion naira into high-yield OMO bills. Well, that's it from the Daily Times. Moving to The Guardian. The Guardian starts with from MPF to state forces. Senate class path for state police retains federal oversight. Guardrails. Oshun 2026 police meet military, INEC political parties over rising violence. That's one state we're praying for right now. Peaceful elections is what we want. And also let students return to school, or your government urges NUT. El Rufai arraigned on fresh charges. Bail ruling fixed for July 1st. This one also says xenophobia. Federal government evacuates another batch of Nigerians from South Africa. Credit to manufacturers down by 23% to 6.6 trillion naira as capacity utilization drops. You'd also see a vivid description here by The Guardian. Always love it when they do this. Structural transformation, still speaking about state police, from MPF to Federal Police Service, establishment of state police services. The threat of political capture is also here. And also FPS, emergency override to SPS. It's a lot, the action process. Well, Dr. Yubusa will help us break it down in a few minutes. Moving to Vanguard. Vanguard says Senate passes state police bill. It's now federal state police services. I talked about how it shouldn't be forced. Exactly. Replaces MPF with federal state police services. Details tight safeguards against abuse by governors. I hope so. Shifts Nigeria from unitary to federal policing model. President retains sweeping powers to seize control during state breakdown. All right. There's also a picture here. First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, with the wife of Vice President. Boosting security infrastructure is how it's tagged. She also had wives of Senate President and some state governors. And also they met at the second quarter meeting with the First Lady at the State House, Abuja, yesterday. Anti-terror action. Federal government orders banks, others to freeze assets of terrorism financiers. That's a good one. All right, let's see. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria confirmed Vanguard newspaper's data showing 1.9 trillion naira decline in credit to manufacturers. Again, NDLEA bust multi-billion naira meth lab, arrest Mexican for Nigerians. And the question on everyone's lips is, Why Southwest? What's going on there? Anyway, the NDLA has made it very clear that as long as you're doing anything illegal as it concerns drugs, you're going down for it. 2027, nobody gives power. You must take it, Wike tells PDP. That's right. Anyway, at the top of Vanguard, you see federal government Gencos at war over electricity sector debt. That's the reason. Page 19. Oyo can suspends vigils, directs churches to fence premises over security concerns. Well, if the hunter can shoot without missing, birds will have to fly without catching, right? Quickly, I have to take this story from Vanguard before I move to the next. I don't see level of hunger Nigerians complain about, says Onanuga. When someone told me this yesterday, I thought the person was joking, honestly, until I saw the story. I just thought to share with you as well. Onanuga says, I don't see level of hunger Nigerians complain about. Well, that's the reason, page 9, to get details. Moving to Daily Sun. Daily Sun says Senate clears way for state police, passes bill. Okay, retains emergency power with president, states to appoint police commissioners, governors witness proceeding after initial resistance. All right, that's it from that. NEMA World Bank move to review Nigeria's disaster management blueprints. Defamation. Kwankwaso threatens 10 billion naira suit against Primate Ayodele over claims he was paid to be Obi's running mate. All right, we have to be careful what we say, especially if we do not have the proof. Governor Mba to criminals, you can run, but you can't hide. That's what he's saying. Terrorism court sentences 3 to death. That story is continued on page 27 and 29, Daily Sun. Kebbi raises the alarm over emergence of new terror group, say Malam. Troops kill 4 gunmen, recover arms in Anambra. All of this on page 4. NDLEA destroys industrial meth lab in Oyo Forest. Arrest Mexican experts for Nigerians. Have your expertise for something legal. Finally, from Daily Sun, we'll see who gets INEC access code. Wike taunts as Turaki-led PDP unveils 28 Guba, 469 National Assembly, 993 State Assembly candidates for 2027 polls. It's 8:39, Clean Beat 91.5 FM Abuja, where music meets clarity. The round table. Moving to Nigerian Tribune, the State Police Senate passes bill and empowers governors to appoint CPs. Bills to await reps action. National Assembly to prepare clean bill for transmission to states. 24 state assemblies must endorse bill to become law. Drama as senators initially blocked governors from Senate floor, rescinded decision after Akpabio, Senate leaders' intervention. Why are we fighting? Anyway, away from that, 17 Ondo students in trouble over viral WASC sign-out celebration videos. I know you're excited, but be careful. Don't try to overdo it. These kids sometimes. Oyo raises 2026 budget to 1.1 trillion naira with 250 billion naira supplementary appropriation. Terrorism court in Sokoto sentences 2 Nigerians, 1 foreigner to death. That's the reason on page 28, Nigerian Tribune. Look at more stories. LPPC still spans Michael Sekome from San Rank. Was trending last night. APC Accord shunned police. INEC peace meeting in Osun. Why? APC Accord shunned police. INEC peace meeting in Osun. CP Rec warn against violence ahead August poll. And for some health reports, smartphone AI app detects eye cancers from photos, says research. Wow, that's big. And finally, NDLA uncovers another industrial-scale meth lab in Oyo Forest. Kudos. The Punch is up next. State police bill lands in state assemblies. That was quick. That was really quick. Digital age. That's nice. 2027 Wike Turaki camps roll out pilot PDP candidates. Only God knows what's going on within the PDP, but I hope they sort out their issues soon. EFCC to arraign Miyetti Allah leader in $2.53 million laundering probe. Reps extend probe of airport, seaport concessions. That story is on page 17. Abduction crisis, or your begs NUT to end school shutdown. ISIS funding, federal government set to charge U.S. sanctioned BDC operator. Anything linked to terrorism, it has to go. Petrol remains pricey as crude crashes to $73. It feels like these guys want to let their old stock go out before they drop prices for us. At this point, how do I explain the fact that I'm still buying at 1,250 naira per liter? Why? Anyway, top banks raised tech budget by 43% in quarter one. That's the raise on page 9. Well, that's it from The Punch. Let's take a look at this day quickly. Mbato criminals, you can run but cannot hide. Inaugurate Center for DNA Forensics and Investigation. Lord Tinubu for state police reforms. AGF Center, a profound contribution to national security. IGP says holds enormous opportunity to strengthen investigations. All right, well, this day, still here. All eyes on state government as Senate passes Tinubu's State Police and Trust Funds Bill. Proposal seeks constitutional backing for state-controlled policing nationwide. Bamdele says reform will tackle insecurity, strengthen federalism. Presidency, governors, attorney generals monitor proceedings. Sanwo-Olu hails Tinubu as champion of true federalism. Well, that's it from this day. All right, it's Clean Beat 91.5 FM Abuja, where music meets clarity. I'm quickly trying to establish contact with Dr. Yobusa Owogare, who would quickly give his reaction to the state police bill passed by Senate yesterday. It's 8:44. This is Clean Beat 91.5 FM Abuja. Dr. Yobusa is the treasurer, Nigerian Guild of Editors. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Joanne. How are you this morning?
I'm very well. It's a cold Thursday morning. I hope you're keeping warm.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Good morning to you. So quickly, Dr. Yobosa, react to this state police bill passed by Senate yesterday. A lot of concerns have been coming up. First is giving a lot of powers to the state governors to appoint the commissioners, and also the ambiguity as it concerns the federal government stepping in when they feel like the state has lost control. What are your thoughts?
Well, if you look at the conversations, ongoing conversation about this state police law or bill, or now that it has become, it's also a bill because it has not been ascended to by the president. So it becomes law when it's ascended to by the president. If you look at the conversations around it, you'll be persuaded that there's a compelling reasons for us to decentralize the Nigerian police force for effective in the internal security management and what have you. So I think there's a near consensus among all stakeholders that we should have a state police. That argument is no longer debatable. But however, yesterday the Senate passed the bill, and like you said, there are so many controversies around some of the section of the bill, the power by the governor to appoint the commissioner. The fear is that if you look at the way some governors behave in their state, some of them behave as if they are emperors. When they are in power, they find it difficult to entertain any dissenting voice, and they do everything to oppress their opponent. political opponents. And the fear is that by the time you give that power to a governor of a state to appoint a commissioner of police, he will also abuse it for his own personal or political benefits. That is the fear. But however, I've not read the entire bill that was passed yesterday. But from the synopsis that I'm reading from the newspapers, it also appears that there is a section in the Constitution that also gives power to the National Police Council to also intervene when the councils and the president will also intervene when they sense that the governor is abusing that power given to them, to appoint the commissioner. And also the issue about funding is also is also raising a huge concern. There was this suggestion that 3% of the federal election should be reserved for of the Nigerian police. Whether that would be enough. But there was suggestion yesterday by one of the senators, Senator Abaribe, who said that in looking at the funding of the police, the National Assembly should reserve that power.
Yes.
To ensure that the budget is sent directly to the State Police Service Commission, so that the funding of the police will not be a huge problem. I don't know whether they eventually entertained that in the bill they passed yesterday, because, like I said, I have not read it.
Yes.
So those are some of the concerns that people are raising. But apart from that, I also have a reservation whether the decentralizations of the Nigerian police force will make police to be very effective, will solve the issue of insecurity.
Yes.
If we are saying that, are we also saying that we should also decentralize the Nigerian army that is deeply involved in the war against terrorism, or the DSS, or the civil defense? Those are some of the issues that people are raising. But now that they've given the state the police they want, but they should also know that at the end of the day, they will also be under the hot seat, because at the end of the day, it is not only the president that people will be blaming for not being able to manage insecurity. The governors or the state government at the subnational level will also come under a very serious scrutiny by the Nigerian people. So those are some of the issues that people are raising, and let's hope that as we move on, people will begin to find a way to address some of those concerns.
Okay. Do you also think that the state governors are capable of, ensuring that this issue of state police is immediately instituted in their various states? We read in one of the papers that the State House of Assemblies must have to look at it, must have to pass it. In fact, for some states, they've received it already. That's what some papers are reporting. But are the state governors capable of ensuring that this has a smooth sail when it comes to their states?
Well, before that is, I don't think the bill has been transferred to the state, because like the Senate President reported yesterday, they will have to clean up the bill they passed yesterday, put in the proper form, then before you now transmit it to various states. So you need 2/3 of the states. That's about 24 of the 24 or 25 states to 24, to pass the bill before it is transferred to the president for his assent.
Okay.
So let's wait. But I think, for example, in some states in the north, there's a huge fear about the state police. Let's see whether all the states will concord. And perhaps that is why some governors were deployed yesterday by the APC Governors Forums to monitor the process at the National Assembly. It's an indication that state governors are also being carried along. So if the state governors are carried along on this process, so we might not have difficulties getting some states, to endorse it before the bill is sent to the president for assent.
All right. Do you foresee trouble? Like for now, it feels like everything is going smoothly, but at some point, this administration will leave, and this will become law, and everyone will have to deal with it. But new people will come in as governors, and will address issues. Do you think that when it comes to foreseeing trouble, do you think that the federal government still has too much power in terms of control? And at what point is it okay for them to intervene within a state?
If you look at the bill, it is not all the security issues that will be transferred to the state. Where majorly most state police will be in charge with the responsibility of managing the internal security challenges in their various states. But the issue of terrorism and other very sophisticated crime will still be supervised by the federal police because at the end of the day, some of this crime cut across states. So the federal government will still be deeply involved. In managing high crime like terrorism and issue of kidnapping, issue of illegal. How do I call it? Child trafficking.
Yeah, okay.
So those crimes will still be managed by the federal police.
Federal police.
But like we all know, at the state level, especially when another political party takes over, the administrations of every state. Most at the state level, you don't see people continuing with the program of the previous government.
Yes.
They want to come up with their own structures and all that. So I foresee a situation where police commissioner will be changed. They will change commissioner of police, at every time, especially when they have a new administration.
Okay.
But if we have a police service commission that is made up of several stakeholders, like somebody suggested, we should have a representative of the judiciary, have a representative of the civil society group, have a representative of several stakeholders that will constitute the police service commission.
Okay.
That will give so much power to the state to appoint the commissioner of police. It's not just the commissioner. The governor might approve at the end of the day, but the service commission, the state police service commission should also concord.
Okay.
So if we have that, then it will be difficult for the state governors to abuse the appointment of the commissioner of police, even though the proposed law give them that responsibility or the power to appoint the commissioner of police at the state level. But if we have a different stakeholders constituting the state police service commission, then it will be very difficult for the governor to abuse the appointment of the police commissioner.
Yeah, if all things are equal, right? Yes.
Like I said, if those things are put in place,
exactly,
it's very difficult for him to. But otherwise, you see, when you have a new governor in place, you want to bring in another police commissioner that will be loyal, according in the Nigerian parlance, that will be loyal to the governor. Because
exactly.
They like that loyalty.
Of course.
Be very loyal, you must be very loyal.
Yes.
Even at the federal level, it's the same thing. The president wants to appoint a inspector general of police that will be loyal to him, or the security chiefs that will be loyal to him. So that has been the pattern even at the federal level. So I don't see that doing a different thing at the state level by the time the bill is passed into law.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Yobusa Wugara here is a treasurer at Nigeria Guild of Editors. We appreciate you for joining us this morning via telephone, and we hope that you keep warm with this amazing weather we have today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ituan. Have a nice day.
Have a wonderful day. It's Clean Beat 91.5 FM Abuja, where music meets clarity. I hope we've brought a little bit of clarity as it concerns the state police bill signed by Senate yesterday. Anyway, we're going for a quick break. When we return, we have the EDMTN Foundation already seated. It's a round table with Itohan. Please stay with us. Good morning.
We are not just spinning records,
we are spinning lifestyles.
The name, Clean Beats. The number is 91.5 FM Abuja.
Sha da fataucin miyagun ƙwayoyi babbar illa ce ga rayuwar ɗan adam.
Jama'a, shin kun san cewa ranar 26 ga watan Yuni wato 26 June 2026 ita ce ranar yaki da miyagun ƙwayoyi ta duniya.
Haka ne fa, rana ce da ake wayar da kan jama'a game da illolin shaye-shayen miyagun ƙwayoyi da kuma muhimmancin rayuwa mai kyau.
Miyagun ƙwayoyi ba sa magance matsala sai dai su kara haifar da ita.
Don haka a wannan rana ta 26 ga watan Yuni wato June 26, 2026 mu haɗa kai mu ce a'a ga miyagun ƙwayoyi.
Mu zabi lafiya, tsaro da kyakkyawan rayuwa. Barka da ranar yaki da miyagun ƙwayoyi ta duniya.
Wherever, however, we go, and no matter, whatever, we go, don't do, it is sweet to you, but jejely, it is damage your body, silent killer, body, know they look face, you know they look face, give yourself a break, even what you don't do, if you die today, I miss you, don't do, no matter, whatever, people don't do drugs.
Big man, how fun ah?
I do. Wetin dey sup?
Abeg, you get one stick for there?
Stick you say? Wetin you mean?
You know now. Why you dey form like say you be said?
Asal now, Saint Kemi? No.
Know how you know the use guy? You dey always calm. Nothing dey shake you.
No be so. I just get something where they always calm me down.
Swear. Plug your guy now, haba.
Short thing, oya take.
Now music they play for you, oh, my G.
Na so, no be any kind cha. Na the clean selection of songs from Clean Beat 91.5 FM and all the sweet stocks from them OAPs.
Only that?
Yes, so na the way be that, my guy.
It's World Drug Day 2026. Let's join forces against substance abuse and drug trafficking for a safer, better society. This message is brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
Do you know the NDLEA offers certified drug testing services?
Need a drug integrity test or visa clearance certificate?
For employment, visa processing to Thailand, Malaysia, or India, school admission, court use, or just peace of mind.
Good news, you can do it all from the comfort of your home.
Just log on to drugandvisa.ndlea.gov.ng.
Create your account, pick a test date, choose your location,
and get your certificate fast, safe, and verified.
No agents, no queues, no paperwork.
Apply direct, get your clearance, travel free. This message is from the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Ali Baba, and I have a very important message for you. I know we all love meat. Goat meat, chicken meat, cow meat, and momo. But not all meat is good for consumption. Pangolins? No. Monkeys? No. Crocodiles? No. Snakes? No. If we continue to eat them, they'll disappear. So please, say no to illegal bushmeat. Because protecting nature protects all of us.
For more information, visit...
Them say cocaine now don't be lala. On the streets of Echo, they say coco don't become the lala. So many destiny waste away for the lala. Everyday men's they waste, taking the lala. Whenever I close my eyes, I go remember. Water run out my eye when I remember. Say the last time where we see now for December. When you tell me say nah cocaine, I be the lala. Them say cocaine now don't be lala. On the streets of Echo, they say coco don't become the lala. So many destiny waste away for the lala. Everyday men's they waste, taking the lala.
I beg, say no to lala, say no to banku, say no to Igbeshi, say no to drugs.
Ade was a smart and fun kid. He was great at everything he did. His parents loved him, his teachers adored him, and he was friends with everyone in the neighborhood. But one day, some older boy said, "Come and try. It's just for fun. It will make you feel high." Ade laughed and gave it a chance, not knowing danger hid in that dance. One try became two, then more each day. And slowly, his bright light faded away. His grades went down, his smile grew thin, a battle he never thought he would be in. His parents pleaded, his friends stood near, but the drugs spoke louder than all he could hear. Then, one sad morning, the neighborhood cried, for the boy they all loved had tragically died.
It's World Drug Day. Let's join hands together and fight against this menace. This message is brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
This is The Round Table with Itoan.
That's right. The round table is still on. Is a minute past 9 o'clock. Welcome to another segment. We just concluded the interview with the Dr. Yobusa Wogare, sharing his thoughts on the issues concerning state police. I hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, we're moving to another session now. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. The weatherman says 24 degrees across the capital. Still heavy thunderstorm underway. So make sure you're leaving your house prepared and stay warm as you do that. Get around your busy day. My name is Itsoha. Anyway, the MTN Foundation has spent years on the front line of this fight as it concerns substance abuse, and its flagship anti-substance abuse program, ASAP, launched in 2019, has reached over 50,000 students. And when I say over, I mean a lot more. Trained over 1,000 teachers and touched more than 100 million Nigerians with its message. But here's what's interesting. That program didn't stay as a simple say no to drugs campaign. It took the step further to training. It grew into a digital education ecosystem, teaching STEM, leadership and career skills alongside the prevention and also the preventing message. The foundation has the Drug Prevention Treatments and Care Training, DPTC, for CSOs, tertiary students, core members, and WADA clubs at various institutions. So if you're asking, can digital skills, which is our topic for this morning, actually be a form of drug prevention? Well, you're in the right place. And to unpack this with me, I'm delighted to welcome the Executive Director of MTN Foundation, Odunayo Sanya. She is well known in this space, and she is very foremost as it concerns ensuring that our youths always put forward the best foot every single time they appear. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Toha, for having me.
It's an amazing time. Welcome to Abuja.
Thank you.
Hope you're enjoying the weather.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's cool.
It's cool. All right, you look beautiful as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's an important week for us all right here. It's an important week for you. How has it been with activities, as we move towards World Drug Day 2026?
I think for us at the foundation, and of course our partners, the NDLEA and the UNODC, it's beyond the World Drug Day. Yes, we do commemorate it, and leading up to what we've done in 2026 is that we have had roundtables across a number of states with the state governments, the commissioners, the CSOs, and multi-sectoral roundtables, and with students involved, getting the voices to chart a way forward and drawing up action plans for the governments. And hopefully together we'll be pushing the action plans we'll be birthing them in terms of real action.
That's right.
We've also run a lot of advocacy initiatives. We've had advocacy walks across universities across Nigeria. We've also engaged CSOs as civil society organizations. So usually there's a build-up. But I think specifically in this year, we looked at playing a bigger role in enabling us, contributing to combating illicit substance abuse and trafficking, and also winning the war. What we did was to commit to funding another national substance use survey. National Substance Use Survey. I think the last one we had was in 2018, and you would agree, data, we need more data.
That's right. A lot of time has passed.
Exactly. So anybody who's quoting a national survey is quoting figures of
2018.
18.
That was even before COVID.
Yes.
Yes.
So we believe that it's important to run that survey, especially amongst secondary school students. And it's going to be national at local government level. So we're going into the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. And what this will help us do is that our solutions then become more intelligent. Data enables us to, put target resources, drive resources in the right places. And also when you have data, it's easy for whether development partners or even well-meaning Nigerians to know where the problem is and then focus resources on tackling it. So that's also something we've done this in partnership with the Office of the Vice President overseeing it. We hope that the survey will be launched by Q1 next year.
That's interesting.
So work is already ongoing. So those are some of the things that we've done leading up to the World Drug Day, which is tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow.
Which is actually every day.
It's every day. The fight is every day. It's just, a specialized
we need
day
to commemorate.
To commemorate. Very interesting. So you were quoted to say that drug abuse are a major threat to Nigeria's future human capital. And a lot of people resonate with that, that statement, which is very important. Now, the question is, how has MTN Foundation been able to fill that gap through youth engagement?
Okay. So I'd like to backtrack a bit and state our overarching objective when it comes to our anti-substance abuse program at MTN Nigeria. It is that the whole thing is a value chain. So you need to, we can't do everything.
Yes.
But we realized years ago that there's a pipeline that is feeding. So as people, it's just like a population pipeline. As people grow old and die, new people are born. So we realized that the best thing was to contribute to tightening the funnel through which people get into substance abuse. And so the singular objective is that we want to contribute to the reduction of first-time substance/drug users in Nigeria.
Okay.
And that puts the target audience really at secondary schools. So for us, we've done a lot of engagement when it comes to that. You in your intro, you spoke to the fact that we'd reached over 50,000 students.
Yes,
and
yes,
we have this year again, we're launching, once they resume in September, we're opening up to reach another 20,000 across the geopolitical zones. Of course, we do this in partnership with the NDLEA and the UNODC. That's the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime.
Yes.
And we've been able to do this by leveraging technology.
Fantastic.
Because when we started, it was a lot around physical movements, getting students together, getting teachers together. But MTN is a technology company, and we enable access. And so leveraging on that, we've been able to scale the messaging. And of course, our messaging too has reached over 100 million audience. I wouldn't say people, because one person might have listened to it, twice. But 100 million audience have listened or watched our messages. So it's a lot around advocacy. And the reason for us is because we know that Nigeria, where I think our median age is 17. So I really think we're by demography, we're the youngest country on the continent, and maybe even in the world. Okay. I would check the one of the world, but Africa too is a young continent. So when you look at what the AU 2063 agenda, you look at Nigeria's national priorities, it's all speaking to our young ones, because that's the future.
That's right.
Nigeria is currently warehousing the workforce of the future.
Yeah.
And indeed, the future is now. So you're seeing a lot of young Nigerians working from Nigeria, even though they're working remotely for other organizations across the globe. So because of that, it then becomes imperative to protect this demography Because the truth is, our progress and our prosperity as a nation is really, really tied to our young ones, how they turn out.
Exactly.
So it is very important for us, for private sector, for civil society, for government, which is what MTN is doing with the NDLEA and with the CSOs, other NGOs, individuals, philanthropists to come together, because we're only as safe as our young ones are
I
safe.
agree. Yes, 100%. If you're just joining us, this is Clean Beats 91.5 FM Abuja, where music meets clarity. It's 11 minutes past 9 o'clock, and we have the Executive Director of MTN Foundation with us this morning, Ms. Odunayo Sanya, right here in the studio. And we're having an amazing conversation as it concerns digital skills and its initiatives for young people trying to, fill in that gap or bridge that gap against substance abuse in Nigeria. Back to you, ma'am. How exactly do you engage these young people? We talk about digital skills. What engagements do you give them? And so far, has been the response?
Okay, so digital skills is a lot of things.
It's broad.
It's broad. At MTN generally, we as an organization, we're pushing towards enabling our young ones. And so you will see MTN run a lot of hackathons, for women, young women, for tech young people. And we give them seed capital,
Nice.
We train them. We've launched a platform where they can use our APIs. It's something in technology where you can use that to build models.
Fantastic.
For solutions that you like, for maybe social problems you like to solve. So MTN continues to do that. Recently, we launched our Leave It 100. Young people, they tell you Leave It 100
Yes,
now.
yes.
So we went, full blast and launched our Leave It 100 campaign, and we're going round campuses, and what we're doing is just to reinforce the fact that the dreams of the young Nigerian youth, is valid. You can become what you want to be. It will never be about where you've come from, but it will always be about where you're going to and the enablers that you have, and of which MTN is a key part. The enablers you have to get there. Now, in terms of the foundation, we, of course, MTN, for those who don't know, MTN Foundation is MTN Nigeria's corporate social investment vehicle. And please note, I use the word investment, not responsibility.
Okay.
Investment, because we believe it is an investment. And indeed, there is and should be a return on investment. How be it not in terms of naira and kobo like the financial people will do, but because when you invest in a human life, in a community, there is a return. And so over the years, we started, like I said earlier, it used to be a lot of manual. We had to physically go into spaces. But we then expanded the reach, via leveraging digital platforms. So we built a digital like LMS, learning management system, that enables students and their teachers. We enable them with data to join and learn, go through various modules. Now, what we found out is that some of these children, they haven't ever seen, they don't know what the drugs look like, what the substances look like.
Okay.
So it can be difficult for them to reject it, to say no.
Or to flag it as danger.
Yes, because they don't
know it.
Yes. So we take them through a lot of substance education, awareness.
Okay.
So there are quite a number of modules they have to go through. And we do that with, teachers helping the students to go through. You have schools from Kebbi, from Lagos, from Abuja, from, Katsina, from Sokoto, from all over, from Enugu. Everybody is logging in. And we focus on public secondary schools.
Okay.
So they're learning. And at the end of it all, we then gamify it.
Okay.
We gamify it, and there's a quiz competition.
Okay.
So then they win, prizes for themselves and for their teachers.
Fantastic.
Because it's also important
yes,
to encourage the
teachers,
teachers,
exactly.
the teachers, and also their schools. So
Okay.
this we've been doing for a few years. And we also at the foundation, like I said, I don't know if I've said that, but if I have, let me repeat it. The foundation is solely funded by MTN Nigeria by up to 1% of its annual profit after tax. And I think MTN is just one. I'm not aware of any other corporate entity that does this in Nigeria. So I call it a dedicated commitment. And this has been done. The foundation is 22 this year, and we've done that in 22.
For over 22 years.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yes. And so we also then have different programs for young people, still between 18 now and about 25 to 35.
Okay.
We have a digital skills program where we teach them, because people need to be active economic citizens.
Yes.
They need to participate in the economy.
Yes.
So we ask you, we put it out there, do you have an idea, or you're running a very small business, a nano business, micro business? And so we train you virtually to leveraging technology. Yeah. We trained across states. This year alone, we've trained, we set out to capacitate about 6,000 young people between the ages of 18 and 35. We got a completion rate of 5,980
across the country.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So till date, we've capacitated over 16,000 young people, and we later in this year we're also launching the same program for women only.
Okay.
So and what we do is we teach you the rudiments of the basics of entrepreneurship, but we also let you know that you don't need to be a millionaire to start a business. So you can leverage digital platforms and all of that.
Yeah.
And we gamify it. Now, the top 10% of them, we then give equipment grants. So you tell us the equipment you need in your business. I think the last time it was at a cap of 500,000, and then we delivered it to the entire 600.
So that they can begin their business.
So that you can begin your business. For those who
That's interesting.
already have a business, you can scale it. And the interesting thing is that there was a blind guy who went through the entire, went through and he's from Bauchi State, went through the entire program and emerged as a top 600. He
Can
deals
you
in dairy
imagine?
business.
Wow.
And so we delivered to him, I think, was it a fridge or a freezer? Because that's what he said he wanted for his business. So there's a lot that is ongoing. Also, we have our scholarship programs.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about the scholarship
Yes.
program.
So we have the scholarship programs for
Yes.
STEM.
Okay.
Science, technology, engineering, and math. We also have the scholarships for blind Nigerians.
So it's also very inclusive with persons with
Extremely
disability.
inclusive.
Okay.
And they learn, we equip them with the softwares that they need. It's amazing. A number of them actually graduate with a first class degree.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And
your ability is not an
no,
not,
it's
not
never
a
a disability.
disadvantage.
We all have disabilities.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
Exactly.
So it's not, there's ability in disability because all of us have one disability or the other. For some of us, it might just be a lot more obvious than, others. So we do that and they're learning. And we also take them through the the substance abuse program. They all have to pass through it, all our scholars.
Okay.
This year, we signed an MOU with the NYSC. Very interesting. All of us have been coppers at
some point.
If you've been through, school in Nigeria. Even if you schooled abroad, you come back home,
Yes.
you do your youth service. So we signed an MOU and we're going leveraging the WADA clubs with the NYSC, that's the War Against Drug Abuse clubs for the NDLEA. Working together with them, we are pushing that message further into the grassroots in their places of primary assignment.
Yes.
And they're going to be rewarded for it, because at times also when people do a lot and they're not recognized, they're not rewarded, then they get a bit low in their spirit. So they will be rewarded. Last year we launched a platform for digital skills.
Okay.
It's is skillsacademy.mtn.com.
Okay, skillsacademy.mtn.com. Okay.
We partnered with it's a license-based platform in partnership with Coursera. I'm sure everybody knows Coursera. Now, what we've done is that MTN has paid for the licenses, so any young Nigerian can go on there and learn.
Wow.
and learn. And then there are also data bundles that help you get more volume of data at a reduced rate.
Amount.
Yes. So you learn and you get your certification. And we have truly gone into very serious technical skills, technology type skills, digital skills. We also have the soft skills for you to learn entrepreneurship and all of that. So these are ways whereby we share the platform with the young ones, and they're learning. I think till date we have over almost 200,000 people signed up, about 70,000 learning, and then we have about 45,000 courses completed. Yes. So, and what this is, it's not a one-off course. So it's not your regular. We curated. So if you're going to study, for instance, if you want to learn about cybersecurity and become an expert in cybersecurity, you're going to take about 15 courses. So it's not just one course.
That's,
so a lot of
dedication.
Yes, a lot of thought
has
gone into it, because you don't have to you don't have to wait until you're graduate, you're out of university before you earn. So you learn, you move from learning to earning. Even at secondary school, you can learn, you can intern with companies, with, virtually remote. The world is a lot more global these
now.
days. So
That's right. So